So going into this industry as a young woman was quite challenging to begin with. So I started off at a startup which was mainly male, and there was a point where I was the only female working there, and there were some times that I felt frustrations or my voice wasn't heard or I was overlooked just because of being a woman. And I found it quite difficult to express myself in a way that didn't come across either maybe too emotional or too forceful. You learn to work with people with different personalities, people have different ways of working, and you just have to find a common ground how to relate to them really and to keep your cool. So I think it's very important to either have a mentor or someone like rooting for you to do well, because they can see you have potential and they want to help you get to where you want to. It's also important to have that honest relationship with someone and be open about what your fears are, what your hopes are, what you want to do, what your challenges are. And if they're honest with you back, then it creates the perfect relationship. So it's important to be passionate about your job, interested and curious, so that you have that internal motivation to wake up every day and go to your job and be creative. I really like working with data because there's no type of data that you come across that is the same. It just keeps the job interesting. So no matter what industry I go to, I always enjoy working with data because there's always a new set of challenges, and it also depends on the business's objectives. Yeah, it's a lot of challenges, so I like that. I like to be kept on my toes. So if there's something you want to see, like you want to be and you don't see it, you're like, okay, it's my opportunity to try and reach that position where someone else can see that, okay, this is possible. I think it is a responsibility in a way because, so for example, my older sister, she works at a school, secondary school. When she's trying to tell them, about different jobs and the things you can do, she says a lot of them just don't think it's attainable because they don't see themselves in these sorts of positions. Obviously, first of all, there's not a lot of women in data and tech industry, especially in high positions. And more specifically, there's not a lot of black females in this industry either. But for me, I just think about, okay, what am I passionate about? What do I really like? And am I going to go for it? What am I going to let hold me back? Nothing's going to hold me back. So I've chosen the bonsai tree as my significant object because to me a tree represents life. It's something that needs to be nurtured and looked after. Obviously a tree loses its leaves, it goes through different seasons, and for me it represents life just in general, that you have struggles, you go through different seasons, but life keeps going. The tree loses its leaves, but it doesn't just die. It's long lasting, so that's why I've chosen this.